So, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, I am Omega. Welcome back to the Day Night Show Matches casting today with Mr. Zero Lambda. How are you doing, good sir?
I am doing well, actually. Pretty burnt out after the week, but I got a good night's sleep. Warcraft.
Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to today's games. This is Gurthang versus Manbon 2, which was actually played 2 weeks ago, but they got their game in late, so we're doing it at the top of the set of series for this particular weekend. Their for fun question at the time was actually, what is your favorite color? And I was just continuing this a running joke I was making with Monty Python skits. That also continues into this weekend, mind you. But it's Gurthang. When I asked him, he said blue. So I guess he would have been flying off the bridge. It sounded like he wasn't sure about his answer. And Manbon said da-ba-dee da-ba-da, ya da-ba-dee da-ba-da. He didn't really answer, but I think we all know what he was trying to say. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. About a guy was the color of some guy.
I'm in a blue house with a blue window.
But
the color of all that I wear. Okay, all right, I'm done. Sorry. So, shall we jump right into it then? I take it.
Yeah, we're gonna. Before we go too much further, I would say both of these players are at about platinum level of skill. Gurthang is the more practiced of the two, so that's kind of the setup here. And Manbon is playing random. Gurthang is playing Protoss. That's otherwise, of course, Manbon. You know, he's a UK man. So he's got a little bit more ping, and they're playing on the NA server. I am pretty sure. Gurthang is in NA, so a little bit that is a thing. But I've never seen lag stop Manbon. Let's all be honest on that. So I'm pretty interested to see where this goes. Let's get started.
All right, let's get into it then. Game one. This one's gonna be on Dusk Towers, by the way.
Old Dusk Towers.
Old Dusk Towers.
Map known for having a fairly large entrance into the natural, but a relatively near island-ish, not really an island, gold base.
Well,
it's a lot of neat engagement opportunities along the center of the map.
I think
if you're Protoss.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too for Protoss and Zerg is that pocket expansion as well. As Terran is like, I just drop mules anywhere I care, you know. But
and there's also a very strange piece of terrain in the center, but we'll talk about that in a moment. There's some cool things you can do with the area that no one ever bothers to exploit, but it's there. Anyway, at the top of the map here on Dusk Towers, we have our red Protoss player. It is DJ's Gurthang.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand position of the map, the teal Zerg player, it is Manbon. Getting Zerg off random this game.
So basically, what I was going to talk about, and this is really the best time to do it before, you know, their builds get anywhere. Manbon is after Gurthang is asking him about R. I know what they're saying. I'm being dry sarcastic at the moment. But anyway, you can see this Overlord from Manbon that's actually flying over this patch of ground up here. This is a very, very strange thing that exists only on this map, where there are collapsible rocks to block off a location that has no, like, inherent value. There's no minerals up here. It's just a defensive, strategic location. You could knock the rocks down here, for example, lift up a bunch of tanks, and have a really good attack position against this mineral line, or just use it to have some units on the high ground next to this kind of narrow passageway that exists next to this formation, and you would basically stop like run-bys from reaching the tanks, things like that. You don't see it come into play much, but it is there, and it is different. I don't really recall this actually really happening on another map at all, from what I can remember. Do you remember anything like this?
I don't think so. I know that there was something weird on last season's maps. There was actually a formation in the middle. Or maybe it is this. No, it isn't this map. There's another map actually in the pool that is just a big square in the middle. There are two things of destructible rocks. There's no real discernible reason for you to be there except to harass the gold bases.
I take it back. That is there.
Yep.
But that one, like, it makes more sense because it's actually a pathway. Like, if you knock both rocks down, it's a faster way across the map. That's been there forever. This actually doesn't go anywhere. It just dead ends.
Yeah, and you can. There's actually some strategic positioning up for that one.
Gurthang
You can harass
putting a pylon up there, taking advantage of the weirdness.
Oh yeah.
Please.
I love them.
Well, anyway, of course, since we're in the world of Legacy of the Void now, we don't really get much time to talk about stuff. We have Chrono Boosted Warp Gate coming out, 2 gateway opening, pretty standard stuff from the Protoss, and looks like we'll see an expansion in just a moment. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map from our Zerg player, we have Speed popping out, Queens, and going up into Roach deck.
I don't know. I think Manbon really likes Ravagers. I've heard a lot about Ravagers from him, so it's totally possible to see those this game. He's a lot of gas running right now, so maybe not possible, but hang out here at the bottom of this ramp.
On that note, by the way, we can see the probe beginning to work on the rocks here to knock this passageway off. Have a very secure warp-in location, of course, unless Manbon does decide to go up into flying units. And they won't be so secure. But this pylon does project a field down across this cliff. So this is actually a very, very useful setup here. Again, presuming he has time to pull it off, which it's very, very, very possible that Manbon actually may discover this, because we can see he's even moving some links around to the parallel terrain structure across the map.
Are you still able to warp in units on different elevations? I thought that they removed that.
It's not ground to high.
Oh, okay, so it's not
You
from...
can go high to low still, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember encountering it. Yeah, because they do that all the time. You can, I often warp in units from the pylon at the top of the ramp, on the lower part of the natural. Of course.
Well, speed is complete. Back out from the top there. Roach is on the way! Lots of roaches.
Roach is moving across the map. He actually will hear this probe whacking, just electrically poking these rocks as his roaches walk by. It doesn't look like he's going to react to it at all, which is fine.
You can actually see, as long as he could hear it, you can actually see the effects.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So if he has vision, not vision, but if he's in audible range, you can see little sparks in the fog of war.
So Gurthang is going to be the one to begin the aggression. We do have some roaches across the map, of course, for an attack as well, but there are now 3 adepts in the main base of the Zerg, causing some trouble. 3 workers already dead so far. They're going to get at least a 4th. There we go. I'm going to be actually turn around and deal with it. Zerglings are coming back. We have a couple Ravagers out in the middle of the field, and it looks like Manbon is getting suspicious, and he's actually got this Ravager rallied in such a way that it, never mind, isn't going to go check. So the warp-in area for Gurthang remains intact. Meanwhile, at the same time, the 3 adepts are finally getting kind of zoned out here. But they did kill 8 workers. Not too terribly expensive. It'd basically be like trading almost 2 Banshees for it. Doesn't get the Ravager, though.
Not quite. 26 health. Warping in more, though.
Well, like this, he's got another group of adepts warped in, and they're hiding at the bottom of this mineral patch. They're actually not going to be discovered. And still, this warp-in location has not yet been found. He could just swing around and check up here at any time. But Manbon isn't thinking about it. He's just going to walk right past.
Oh, wait, he hears it.
It's going to be... Whoop, whoop.
Oh, he's going back to the attack. All right.
The adepts... Yeah, the adepts... Another round of adepts have come up here and are attacking his base. And for all he knows, they might just be running around the top left part of the map. He actually waited enough time for that to be a thing that he could think reasonably. How many workers have gone down? 16 now. He's killed an entire mineral line's worth of workers with 6 adepts. Meanwhile, back home, he's building up a stalker force. Going up into Twilight and Forge Deck. Manbon will have Burrow, and there's no detection for the Protoss. So this could actually get quite dicey.
Dicey, tasteless. Gonna walk by this thing
probe,
again. I know.
This takes like what, 4 minutes?
It's like MacGyver.
You think about it. This probe's actually really efficient.
Working
I don't know about you, but I don't think I can't think like StarCraft workers. We don't think of them as very strong, but they can knock over structures like this in less than 10 minutes.
Eventually, yeah.
I mean, well, it's eventually in our terms. You can go run a normal person up to that thing of rocks. It's gonna take them several weeks.
Oh yeah.
Not 10
With
minutes.
With your hands. You can always go like Resident Evil 5 and, punch it down.
Nah. Is he gonna finally check? I'm just kind of hoping he has a unit near this ramp when the rocks fall, because then he'll be like, oh no! But it's not happening. He's going up into Spire Tech now, so Mutas will be coming out. Probably by the time he realizes this is here, they'll be able to take care of it, no problem. Probe actually knocks that down. Oh my gosh.
This is pretty funny.
I thought he would at least warp into Zealot to help, but it, like, just didn't happen, man. Also, that's, like, been cleanly cut. Beautiful. But anyway, the push from Manbon is now starting to gain some steam. He was slowed down by taking so many worker losses, but he seems to have replaced that, gotten back up to kind of 2.5 base economy. We have the pylon defenses in place, and even with the cost change, that has... Actually, I think this was before that, because I think that thing just spent... How much energy? Yeah, this is before the photon overcharge change. We put on 2 photon overcharges and only lost 50 energy. So that hasn't been put into place. There's the adapts still have as much attack as before, etc., etc. It's good to be aware of. Now, Gurthang has been pinned at the front by this force here. He's going to try and run it down. He thinks he has enough forces to do that. However, Manbon was hoping that he could delay this engagement just a little bit here and run those mutas in at the same time that this fight is going on, but it does not look like he's going to get that opportunity. Never mind, I'm blind. Those are Zerglings. Where? A little off. Well, in that case, I'd say Gurthang holds this pretty, like, you know, no questions asked. And to make it even better, he has a super pylon, a gateway empowered pylon sitting here at the front of Manbon's base. That, yeah, he's just gonna warp in front of him and be like, "Look what I have." Yep.
Like it's complete now too, so he can chase these raptors down pretty hardcore.
Missed it. So, fun fact for you. Ravagers actually are not armored. They take 5 shots from Immortals. Roaches take 3. So, you know that your opponent is actually trying to go down Immortal's attack to deal with your Roaches to a degree. This is a mechanism that can help, but in this case, there's just too much stuff here. And it does not look like Manbon is going to be able to survive this push.
Building off the ramp here, gonna take out this hatchery with the key. Roaches aren't gonna get down.
So far, well, what are Manbon's options here? He does have a 3rd base up in the background, so he hasn't really lost too much of the weight. He just did lose a bunch of workers, which sucks, but he does have the ability to kind of rebuild an army here. It is just Lings, Roaches, and a single Ravager. If he had a few more, then he could really exploit the ramps and get some more Ravager shots in there with a 3 damage. But unfortunately, these forces have been cut in half, and he loses a few Lings and Roaches for free. And it looks like the Protoss is going to take the high ground here. Another warp-in has come out for the Protoss, but it hasn't been rallied up to the front just yet. As a result, the forces of the Protoss are beginning to dwindle. The power of the Defender's advantage is able to chip away their shields. However, they're still here, they're still kicking, they're still doing damage.
Well, intercepted there. Didn't quite make it. A couple hatcheries out across the map now, too. We got 2 ninja bases.
I think, though, if Gurthang can push in here and get on top of the production, that'll be pretty much it. Most of the Zerg's production is actually located on Macro Hatch and where, and it's GG. Pretty much that way with StarCraft in general. You get on top of the production, and that's the end for your opponent. Sometimes why it's better to, say if your basic intention with the attack is to kill, like, at least a building 3rd, sometimes it can be better to engage at the ramp, and, if they have too much stuff, you just fall back, kill the 3rd, and leave. For obvious reasons.
Well played. We'll get here into game. All loaded up. I can't see the viewer list.
Yep. Manbon complaining about me raging at him more than other people. Well, he's not wrong. I'm not going to defend myself. I do. I'm also not going to explain that comment any further. You guys want to find out what I'm about? Just to play games with Manbon, you'll find out.
Wow.
Wink.
Wink,
Heart.
wink. Heart. Yeah, day heart. Just messing with you. I mean, maybe. Maybe not.
I am just messing with them. It's fine. Anyway, we have game 2 coming up here. This is a best of 3 series. The best of 5 series by Gurthang and Manbon does happen. Happened a few days ago. That will be casted tomorrow. That will be our final game for the weekend, in fact. Starting and ending with the Manbons and the Gurthangs.
Blowout with a best of 5.
Alright. They just got back of it. Manbon's like, oh snap! Ha 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 ha! Doritos, Mountain Dew Doritos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I actually wonder if MLG even made. Did they even make like a montage that was even like that?
I think they did, or maybe it was just something that caught on with people, 12-year-olds or call it. I don't know. I
don't know.
I don't know, but it
is. That now, though,
it's hilarious.
Like,
yeah.
It is so ridiculous when you see it out of context. You're like, anyway, how did this happen? Anyway, the bottom right part of the map here on Lorelei Crest, we have our red Protoss player. Currently had for everyone game, it is Gurthang.
Got that thing. And in the top right-hand corner of this 4-player map, spawning as Zerg yet again as Teal is Manbon. Alright.
So Gurthang is aware that Manbon is Zerg yet again. His response to this is good God.
Good God.
So, I mean, there's no comma there, so he's not like, good God. It's good God.
Good God.
It's like, ugh. And Manbon's like, what? You do not like it? Carrot unhappy face. Manbon, by the way, going for 2 things of gas pretty quickly off the bat here. Going for a natural as well. Protoss looks like to be sticking with the same build. We have double gateway cyber core, probably going into a natural. This map can be a little bit more frustrating to deal with quick ling harassment. And I know that Manbon in particular is actually quite fond of this strategy on Lorelei Crest. This is probably what he meant when he said I raged at him. When we played on the practice weekend last weekend, Manbon ling rushed me on this map after he chose random and didn't tell me what race he was.
Oh, no.
I was a little upset. Well, mostly in jest. To be honest, it's useful practice because I'm going to run into randoms on this map because I don't actually veto it. So, admittedly, Manbon, I was yanking your chain a little bit. I also just felt salty because I thought I almost held it off, and I did not at all. I got wrecked. Wrecked.
Good wrecked. Good.
But yeah.
Yep.
I like this pylon placement here, actually, from Gurthang. I'd like it a little more if it was at the bottom left corner of this Nexus. Because, like, you have to be super precise with your buildings here if you want to try and do this against the Zerg. Because the only way to actually hold off a link flood, if it does happen, is you need to have your army at the bottom of the ramp, in between this and the pylon. You need the pylon to be activated by a photon overcharge, so it actually covers the base well enough to prevent links from rushing it down.
Manbon, get a little paranoid here.
Okay, yeah, Gurthang's going to go for the mode of defense where he has the pylon gateway kind of like split right down the middle here. And you notice he's being cognizant of this bottom ramp as well. There is no wall off down here. You actually have to break the rocks down, which you can see he's coming down here to do. He's actually just going to ignore the overload too. And cutting this space off allows you to set up this wall a little bit better. So this, I have to admit, is probably a more consistent approach from the one I was going for. There's a little bit more wings of liberty the way I was kind of approaching the problem, which was to just, like, minimum hairline levels of defense. I watched too many games of Rain playing StarCraft, is what I'm saying.
I do miss Rain, and I miss Flash the most, I think, though.
Rain, yeah, he did retire, so did Flash.
I'm generally
well,
not
Flash
Terran fan, but Flash was like... So, he played
well, Flash is like, he's not gone. He's probably going to be coaching some team, because, got that cred.
Get that cred, yeah.
He's going to be around. We're going to have Flash as something at some point. Or maybe he'll legit, like, move on, which I would not blame him if he did.
Yeah,
given that
he's
his
been
arm
here.
has been half rebuilt.
Pretty much. He's been around since Brood War days, and that's gotta hurt. I mean,
actually, yeah, Manbon, rather than going for the quick wing strategy that he told me that he liked on this map, he actually just went for spine crawlers, and looks like he's going up real quickly into Lair Tech and Spire. So this makes sense as well. Actually, pretty smart move. Good, and kind of set the expectation that your opponents might be attacked by Lings real early, and then you just hit him with air. And all he's going to have to deal with is the Mothership Core.
Right.
Really.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an observer. This is a weird place to be, especially when you're going down Robotech. Holding off mutas is a very tricky endeavor. Blink can buy you time, but it doesn't really, like, it's not the end solution, because getting out and actually taking an expansion becomes super difficult. Yep. You end up either needing a lot of cannons or a tech switch in Stargate most of the time.
Yeah, I actually myself prefer Stargate counter to mutas. Phoenixes are so good, especially with the range upgrade. If you do invest in a fleet beacon before you kill them,
they are strong.
Out. Yeah. Ooh.
There's definitely like a shell game that you and your opponent can play with each other, though, because they might build a couple mutas and then just build a Viper. And if they do that and you build a giant number of Phoenixes and your Phoenixes fly in and get air stormed, and then it's like, ugh. Then they all die really, really quickly.
Bye for Manbon here, hanging out in the main base, kind of seeing everything that's going on, all the army movements.
Oh my goodness, is he going to... Wait, he's not getting a high... He's not getting high... Is he just going fast Broodlords?
He's getting Corruptors and a Greater Spire. I would say that is a safe bet, yeah.
There's no ground army here at all. There's not even a Roach Warren. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty risky. Pretty risky.
This sucks. Yeah. Actually, if he gets enough time to get a few Broodlords up with decent air cover, there's actually nothing to stop that here. Now, okay, Manbon's finally found his opponent. He's going to get up the ramp and then probably get rebuffed immediately. Nope. He's going to save his links. Good. He's watching. Good. Manbon's responsible.
Paying attention. Paying attention.
Lings are a lot like $5 subscriptions. They don't sound like they're worth a lot, but they add up. They really add up.
Large numbers.
Yep.
Corruptors are out now. Greater Spire almost done. Warp Prism coming out for Mr. Gurthang. Be nice for some harassment opportunity here. Across the map especially. Legs. Zealot legs on the way. Warp some on those mineral lines. That'll be pretty brutal. Like that a lot.
+1 attack and Lings. Lots and lots and lots of Lings.
Fire attack soon.
Gurthang building up a pretty fair amount of gas. Looks like he wants to put that into Colossus, I would assume. Gurthang's particularly a fan of Colossi. Oh, Ling's going to run around the back door here, looking for an expansion at the third. They will find it, but not actually going to accomplish a whole lot. Just going to probably cancel and delay this. Also brings the army back in, so any aggression that he has is going to get delayed as well. I actually don't think he has enough DPS here to actually kill this base. Probably going to lose all the legs.
Not before the Zealots turn him into mincemeat. Overlord like...
Meanwhile, this observer should really fly to the left a little bit.
Yes, he should. He would see a lot.
Really should. Might be a few things he wants to know. I actually think in this particular scenario, even if Gurthang saw that right now, he wouldn't have nowhere near enough time to get up in their army. He would actually just need a lot of Blink Stalkers. Cancel that Adept upgrade. Get Blink instead. Start chrono boosting that out.
Right.
Get as many Stalkers as he can, and then hit him quickly. This is not at all the army he wants to deal with this. Stalkers are getting warped in, which is going to help. But if they don't have Blink, they have no mechanism. Do they have Blink? Make sure I'm not an idiot. Okay.
Nope, no Blink.
Without Blink, they have no ability to really reach the Broodlords. They can try and walk there, but they have to go through an army of Broodlings, and it's kind of gross.
Well, got the, what you call it? Out.
Oh, I think he sensed something, because, yeah, we got Blink coming out now. 5 more Stalkers being warped in. He's going to have to go for the initial fight here. Just kind of survive for a little while against the Broodlings. No, he's actually going to ignore the Broodlings entirely. He's trying to get under the Broodlords. He's actually doing a decent job of this so far. Actually going to pick them off.
Wow, one by one.
Maybe getting a little too fancy with the Lings here. Surrounded.
Wow.
There goes Protoss army.
Pretty good there, trying to get this around now. And all those Broodlings hitting. Yikes, 12 more Lings on the way, but they're diving into these Zealots and Photon.
Yeah, the Zealots and the Photon Overcharge are going to serve as a delaying mechanism here. They will obviously not kill the Broodlords in any meaningful way. So basically, he's trying to build up time to do something, anything, warp in stuff. There we go. We got some Stalkers to start. Again, he's going to need more than this. This is not going to be anywhere near enough. He's going to try, though. 5 Stalkers moving out to attack the Broodlords. They actually pick off one. Needs to blink them out of the Broodling range.
Can't blink yet.
Here's
Blink not done. Oh, he's going to get caught in all these Broodlings. Going to get zoned out here.
No. Yep. But Manbon doesn't really have a whole lot right now. He's actually not producing. And here comes an attack of the Warp Prism at the base. There's a lot of Spine Crawlers here. But they can't actually break through this into the Greater Spire. Oh no! Oh no! The source of the primary tech advantage for Manbon is now in some danger. As long as he actually realizes that it's back there.
Here we go. More Zealots warping in from this Warp Prism. Wow, charging right in here. Oh man.
Unfortunately, the Broodlords back at the Protoss base are simply focusing down in a simulator right now. Actually, not that completely useful. While at the same time, yeah, he's actually just going for the Spine Crawlers. He's the opportunity right now. Might be enough, though, because he's actually running out of defenses.
Kind of a weird base race.
We have Scumbag Zealot back here, not helping out. Oh, gee, I don't want to run again. What the shit, man?
Bit of creep phobia. He's frozen in fear. Alright, Blink is done on these stuff. Okay.
Somehow, Protoss doesn't die horribly. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Yikes.
He lost a lot of his worker line by the look of it. And he's not mining all that efficiently. He's basically down to 1 base at the moment until he moves his workers. There are, however, some more Broodlords now in play. They're going to actually siege the production this time. There you go. And, however, back home we have Lings are losing the battle against the Zealots, killing another queen, and are working on the hive now. So, basically, this is some sort of weird, protracted kind of base race, almost.
What it's looking like. Someone's here, we're doing a bunch of work on this hive, gonna get the hive, and then move over to the Greater Spire, it looks like. Or, oh, okay, straight goes fine, cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually controlling the Zealots at the moment.
Working in more stock.
And...
A couple Broodlords still sieging here. There's not going to be a lot of steam left in this attack.
Oh, and... We're going to leave it alive.
No.
The larva's like, yes! Yes!
No!
Yes! Oh no, the creep! I don't know why I'm casting this poor larva. How long is it going to survive? I actually wonder, is it going to try and inch away from the creep, or will it actually accidentally walk off? Never mind.
He's dead. He got charged down.
So Manbon throwing out the GG. I'm hungry.
GG.
I actually think he could have won that act,
Yeah, no, he had a good chance. He had a huge bank,
here.
I think.
He had 2 spine crawlers in the low ground here. If he brought back one of those Broodlords, he actually could have stopped this from being a problem. And then he had 3 more hatcheries, but the Manbon ran out of pylons, basically. And needed additional pylons. Wasn't able to warp in anymore, Manbon. Manbon's a very specific resource. You have to constantly warp it in.
Oh, man. Well, Gurthang took that one. Pretty handy there. Even in the face of Broodlords, honestly, Broodlords are freaking scary. If he had, maybe if he had held back just a little bit to get a few more of those, I don't think Gurthang could have killed them fast enough because he did not have Blink in that initial engagement. That probably would have spelled doom for him. I mean, he just barely swung back after that, but...
Yep. Well, okay, so as some of you may have heard, Covert Muffin has now joined us into Discord. He's currently muted, so he will probably come to join us in 30 seconds once he hears us reference him on the stream. Thank you very much for watching Gurthang versus Manbon 2. The next match is myself versus Otter, so Omega versus Otter 2, which is a best of 3. And obviously I will not be casting myself, because, well...
Hey guys.
Not a good idea. There you go, Covert.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have checked the stream first.
No, it's fine. It's set up kind of an amusing set of circumstances, so it's okay. But yeah, obviously I will be bowing out now so that these two can cast my game coming up next. Just as a reminder for everybody, the for fun question for this week is a reference to the dead parrot sketch. Is this a dead parrot? That is the question. There were a few creative answers to this. The best ones, I believe, you'll hear tomorrow. But yeah, have fun. They're sketched in the Archon chat. If you
I do see that there. So, alrighty. So what's going on, Covert?